Hello everyone and welcome to the Race Monkey. We are welcoming the winters up here in the north with a very special car and a very special road trip. We are here with the comfort class. You heard it right. The Citroen C5 AirCross. The SUV that has been hyped quite a lot in the Indian market for its extremely good ride quality and driving comfort. So much so that the current owners are heads over heels that this is the best luxury SUV that they have ever possessed. Well, it's the price point that has been creating a lot of issues for the Citroen C5. This particular unit, which is the Shine variant with the option packs, costs around 38 lakh rupees on road, which puts it into the category of the Toyota Fortuner, which is quite an accomplished SUV, the outgoing Ford Endeavour, as well as the well-discounted Audi Q2. So what makes this car special is what we're here to find out. And we've done a road trip of around 160 kilometers and we're still 150 kilometers away from home. We'll be driving it back through the Western Peripheral Expressway and entering Delhi via Manesar to really find out if this is one of the best long-distance cruisers for your family and if this is also the most fuel-efficient car in its category. So we've got quite a challenge to put to this vehicle. Let's find out, get inside the driving seat and tell you more about it on this drive. Here on the inside of the C5 AirCross, things look very beautiful indeed. We've got this beautifully carved dashboard which has quite a low height, which aids visibility in the front, and you can see the endpoints of the bonnet, which is pretty good if you're doing really rough roads over a longer period of time. We've got a beautiful leather strap over here which does signify French fashion. Mind you, this car is French, so there's going to be quite a lot of design quirks everywhere. We've got this semi-squarish steering wheel which looks out of the box and something straight out of the DS cars. The center console is pretty much on the higher side as compared to cars in its competition, and it does aid a great amount of ergonomics. The gear lever, the selector knob, the buttons for the modes and the air conditioning with the touchscreen is well within the reach of the driver, which is pretty brilliant. Everything you touch and feel has a very good quality feel to it, although there are a few plastics which are a little scratchy, but then the brand says that it is for the longevity of the interiors and it would not wear out very easily. There are quite a lot of cubby spaces on the inside as well. There's a massive cubby space in the front where I have kept my dark chocolates and other little things. There is a place where you can keep your keys and your wallet. There are two cup holders which can accommodate 0.75 and 1 litre bottles with ease, and a massive center console under the armrest which can accommodate a baby if you're brave enough. And it does open up just like a Mercedes. Very premium indeed. We've got physical buttons and rotary knobs for the volume control, and it is very ergonomic indeed. The glove box is moderately sized, so it's not something to talk about. But what is there to talk about are these seats. These are the best seats you can find in any car under 50 lakh rupees, period. They're so well bolstered and the cushioning is so good that if I get a chance, I can do 1000 kilometers in a single day without feeling lethargic. And I kid you not, this is a very, very comfortable car indeed. And we'll find out more once we drive. So without further ado, let's wear the seat belts, because safety first. Start the engine, put the car into gear, and off we go. The moment you step on the gas and you drive for the first 1 minute, you really truly appreciate the sublime ride quality. This feels like a low-key Rolls-Royce Phantom. And I kid you not, it is a very high praise for a car that costs almost 20 times lesser than the Rolls-Royce Phantom. But it genuinely is very, very comfortable and you feel so special. I know it is a bit ostentatious to look at for some people, but Citroen's suspension setup, oh Lord, I barely feel anything going under the tires. And Indian roads, even the highways, are notorious for having really bad undulations, potholes and whatnot. But the Citroen C5 irons each and every undulation out and gives you a pitch perfect ride quality, which can be compared to cars like the S-Class or the Bentleys or the Rolls-Royces. I know I'm going on praising it and comparing it to cars almost 10 to 20 times more expensive than the C5. But I kid you not, until or unless you do not experience this machine, you would not be able to fathom how brilliantly engineered it is. And that is a great feat for a car that would not make you sell your house. What is also very impressive is the NVH levels on the inside. The Citroen C5 AirCross has an acoustic glass which does filter out a lot of noise coming from the outside. So if you're not playing the music and you're at the first fan speed and you're doing 100 kilometers an hour on the highway that we would be doing in a short while, you can fall asleep and not realize that the car is moving, which is a great thing again, because you don't expect such a comfort level from a car which costs less than 50 lakh rupees. The only noise that you'll hear in this video is from this bottle that TheRaceMonkey gave me, and it has this weird hook on the top which on the slightest of undulations does crash onto the bottle and makes a weird noise. And that's about it. You can hear your voice, you can hear yourself breathing. I mean, I can't believe this car costs under 40 lakh rupees. It's just brilliant. Out on the highway, the suspension setup really truly rewards you. The steering with the suspension is very well communicated. Although the suspension is on the softer side, and on a higher speed, if there are undulations or the highway is a bit wavy, you do feel very slightly bounced, but it is well taken care of. It does not feel unsettling or something that would destroy your confidence on the highway. We are doing somewhere around 70 to 80 kilometers an hour on the highways, and it is a flat ride, which is very impressive. Also, while you're going through these by-lanes, with the traffic all around, you're completely cocooned from the entire environment around you. I don't know why people don't understand this car. It's so amazing. Like, are you serious, consumers of India? You head on to buying Audi Q2s and Fortuners. I do understand Toyota has a great service backup, but the ladder on frame chassis isn't really the most comfortable thing to drive on longer journeys. This is brilliant. I've been saying this word quite a lot of times because it is just amazing of how well packaged this car is. Citroen has put in a lot of efforts and a lot of brains into making sure that you get the best comfort levels from cars that are probably 10 times more expensive than the C5. Amazing. So now we'll see if this can be the most fuel efficient SUV in its category by far, and we will reset the trip meter over here and find out for ourselves of what is the best fuel economy that we can get on the highway, doing moderate speeds. We'll be driving around 80 to 85 kilometers an hour, maxing out at 90 kilometers an hour on the Western Peripheral Expressway, and we'll find out if it really truly shines as the most fuel economical SUV in its category. So we have covered a distance of 45 kilometers and we're getting an overall fuel economy figure of 23.2 kilometers to the liter. There were some patches where there was a bit of truck traffic and we had to slow down considerably, but overall, with the amount of comfort that this car has, driving at 90 kilometers an hour with the cruise control on, this 23.2 kilometers to the liter fuel economy figure is magnificent, considering this is a proper monocoque SUV which does weigh quite a lot and has a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine which produces 175 horsepower. It's a brilliant thing. 23.2. Most of the diesel hatchbacks don't give that sort of a fuel economy figure. Here in the back seat of the C5 AirCross, things are equally comfortable as much as they are in the front. It is just that you feel a little offbeat because this seat is divided into 3 parts to accommodate 3 passengers, and for the Indian perspective it might not be very suitable because the average girth of an Indian male or a female is quite wide. So I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall and I'm averagely sized. I'm comfortable enough. The cushioning is excellent, but at this price point I do expect quite a lot of luxury, a bit of a reclining seat to add on to that, an armrest to keep my elbows on. So a lot of that is missing. You don't have separate AC controls for the rear passengers. Although the panoramic sunroof does help in lightening up the interiors, there is not a lot of convenient features to add on to the overall experience on the inside. Also, no curtains on the side windows. So there are a lot of things that are missing out in terms of the convenience features. But then I do understand that this car was built for the European market, and at that price point all of these things are standard and not counted as the luxury. But in the Indian perspective, this comes under the luxury car price tag. What is good for my size at least is the amount of legroom that I have and the headroom that I have. But I do feel if I have 3 passengers of my size abreast, they would be very, very comfortable over the longer period of time sitting inside this car. I just love these seats. They're very, very cushy indeed. At 38.5 lakh rupees on road for this top of the line Shine variant with all the options, it is rubbing shoulders against the Toyota Fortuner and the outgoing Ford Endeavour. But I would consider not comparing this car to those massive SUVs and take it as a competition to the Mercedes-Benz GLA and the BMW X1, which are the benchmark entry-level luxury European SUVs. And for that, this becomes a very wonderful option to live with. The C5 has been a very special car to me in the few days that I've lived with it. I've really admired the way it makes you feel. It's very comfortable, it's so beautiful on the inside and on the outside that I really don't feel like returning back to Citroen India. I guess that's what I'm about to do. Bye.